This is the Oakwyn Podcast, featuring Morgan Brown and Michael Yu.
Welcome to the Oakwyn Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Yu.
And I'm Morgan Brown.
And I'm the Podfather.
And for those of you, Morgan's like eating corn nuts again.
Still on the corn nuts.
It's still on the corn nuts.
Oh yeah. hook
And
up
if
some of
you're,
those,
oh no, I don't. That's too bad. I can't say
This is really
anything.
spicy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
First of all, I'm gonna tell you, I kind of like corn nuts.
I told you.
They're making it into the top 5.
They're creeping. They creep up on you. But thanks for listening to the Oakwyn Podcast, guys. If you like our podcast, please rate us 5 out of 5 on the podcast platform you're listening to it. And if you're curious about learning more about Oakwyn, what do we do?
Go to Oakwyn.
Okay, Oakwyn.com/join. Type into the message box. Morgan's mouth is full of corn nuts.
Like a hot
Pod 20. Evolve 2022, and you'll receive a free piece of mystery swag. We're just hanging out today, guys.
That's what we're doing. So, whose beer are these? Like, oh yeah, Tiff. Tiff gave us these beers.
Yeah.
Does anybody need a?
Yeah, I'll do another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just tell you. So, what are we talking about today? I mean, there's so many. Okay, do you write down your ideas? This is a good question. 'Cause
Oh.
I have so many ideas and I don't write them down. I
Why?
think I should start.
That's crazy. How can you not write down your ideas?
I don't know. I feel like I write them down, but I don't. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I give them enough. I think I should start doing that more. So let's talk about like habits of change, like some things that you want to change. For me, I think I need to start writing things down. I'm writing things down and then I don't know, like going back to them and executing them, or should I just go?
So do you have like a journal?
I do have a journal, but it's not like that journal.
Okay, I gotta get you this. So so if you're listening to this on YouTube, which we have like 2 views.
We're up
Oh,
to 10.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of perverted
8.
persons.
Actually, 8. And it was Desi and Bridge.
Oh, really?
I'm like,
They
we
have
didn't
8
make it
views?
like 2. They
Yeah.
get 8.
They get 8? You know, when okay, so like I was shocked. So Bridge became single. This is like 5 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
She's going on all these dates.
Yeah.
And I was like, who wants you? But I was shocked because I see Bridge just like a little sister. I don't see her as like someone that's attractive at all.
Yeah. I think about my brother that way too.
Yeah.
It's like, how do people are attracted to you? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
I think she would probably say the same thing about me. She's like, I don't know how you got pre. What the hell happened?
I think she said that on the podcast
that.
actually.
I actually think she said that.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't get why he was dating this thing. As you like know Mike, he went on like I know him in a different way, but I would say like I even think like he told me that he was dating all these girls, and I was like, this is weird. Like, to think that
Yeah, I'm even surprised myself.
been with all these other women.
No, not that
I mean,
many.
none.
No, not that many.
But like dated, because I don't think like I think of you as like one man show. You know, like for one person.
Yeah. Like I'm not.
That's what I
like,
mean.
Yeah,
Not
like,
to
when
say
I have,
that, guys.
When I have like when I'm in a relationship, I'm like down.
You're
I'm,
like in it.
Yeah.
You're in
Yeah.
it to win it.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, like some different new habits. So like, yeah. So like, if you're watching this
Okay.
podcast, like this is like something that I carry around everywhere I go.
It's so weird. This book, like, it's been gray and blue, and now it's green.
Yeah. So like, because I just get different colors because whatever I feel like. So it's from a stationery store on Main Street called Assembly something.
Oh,
Okay,
that
tell me
place is
what-
all right by
Tell
front.
me why
and
you
Company?
like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it. Tell me why. Tell
Okay.
me.
So basically, it's because there's 30 lines down, so you can do like 30 days in a month. So like if you're doing a habit tracker, you can like track your habits.
Hey.
And it's like it's made specifically for excuse me, corn nuts. Something called the bullet journal. Have you heard of the bullet journal before?
No.
Yeah. So the bullet journal is a book that basically helps to diarize your life and your ideas and things like that. And you make it like point form.
I think I'm just a very bad note taker.
Why?
I don't know. Like my notes are always everywhere. Like unless I'm like focused and I'm like there. But when I'm on the phone, I've noticed that I take notes. This is a habit I want to change. I take notes on like key things. Like when I'm meeting a realtor, I'll take notes about the person and so I can refer back to them, right? But I don't feel like I'm like a successful note taker. Because then I get bored of the page and I go to the next page
Oh,
and
I'm
it's
like-
empty.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
so I actually index.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I index my notes, so like I know what month is from what page to what page, and
See,
I
you're
like.
so systematic. I can't handle Mike
know.
sometimes.
This is great Oakwyn you content. You need to create a class on
Yeah.
a
notebook.
digital notebook. Can you,
I
if you were
I
to
can't
make a
do-
notebook,
Hmm?
if you were to make a full notebook, you do it like this all the time. 30 days. What? Like 30 lines, 30 days, and then what else do you like?
Well,
about it?
basically, it has like so basically it has like the dates on the top, so you can circle the dates if you want to. I don't circle the dates, but I page number everything. I index it. I like
So crazy.
I put my income at the back. Like I'm very kind of like
See, I have like my goals in the front, but like just random stuff throughout the whole thing. And I've noticed that I always leave like the last 10 to 15 pages empty, and I
so
go
like
to the next
like
one.
let's say you have an idea, but let's say like so
Kind of weird.
for example,
Yeah.
let's say you have an idea that you knew you had in January 2022 or like even September 2021. You can just go back and you can read your notes on what you said about it, and then you can circle back.
Yeah. I need to, because I have so many ideas.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that when I was driving, and recently after Lenny specifically, it's really weird. And
She's your muse.
she really is, and like
Mhm.
just different ideas. And I'm like, where do I write these things down? And so I've been noting them on my notebook, on my thing.
Yeah, the thing I don't
But
know.
it's not the
I think
same.
there's a power to like writing it down with a paper and a pen, and
Yeah.
versus the whole like digital notepad thing. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, I feel like it's a really good idea to have a notebook that because I do have a lot of, and actually since I moved, I have a whole like big Tupperware of all my notebooks since since I started real estate, and I went back to a couple. It was funny. I found all these notes from you. I had so many notes
Really?
from you. I saved
What-
a lot of
what do you
notes
mean?
from Mike. I'm so
What do you-
sentimental. I'm such a loser.
Like
I
what
just-
kind of notes?
Like a lot of his speeches I have.
Ah.
I have a lot of our planning sessions that I have of yours.
Oh yeah, because I would write the speech on you.
Yeah. I have a lot. They're all like on REW.
Or like old listing sheets, right? Yeah. I used to do all my notes. So I used to do
I don't
all
have
my.
anything from Arlene, just Mike.
Because Arlene doesn't write anything down either.
I know.
Like I'm like, what the hell? Like
I
she's
do
like, I'm
write
worried
down-
about this, and I'm like, okay, like, show me. Like I'm just like, I'm worried about this thing, and then I'm like, okay, let's like think it out, and then it's like nothing that big, and I like write it down for her. I'm like, okay, isn't that big?
You see my issue with the writing, I do like the tactile feel of doing it and stuff like that, but it's just not like I need all my notes to be in the same place.
That's my
and
problem.
It's not with you all the time. I don't always like if I'm walking down the street, I don't just
Oh,
have a
really?
notebook in my pocket, and I need to just be able to be like whip out my phone and like
Yeah.
put something
Yeah.
in there. And so, but the tough thing is finding, the right app that's easy enough to do that.
So
with.
even like, so in my briefcase I always have it, obviously, but like, even when in Soph's diaper bag, I put my notebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you bring it everywhere.
I bring it everywhere. I can't
Yeah, you
not
bring
bring
it
it. I
everywhere.
cannot bring it with me. I have to have a notebook and my like a book that I'm just reading.
Yeah, but that's like you can bring it everywhere with you, but you like if you're just walking down the street, you're not gonna.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'll wear a knapsack. Like I have this MEC knapsack, that it's a small knapsack.
Huh.
That like even if I'm just hanging out, I'll just bring the knapsack with my friends. I'll just hang out with it, and because if I have an idea, I need to put it down,
Yeah.
or I'll text or email myself. But I don't do that very often. I always write it down.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I mean, I write everything, but
I'm,
I
like,
feel like I have a
fanatical
million.
about
I
it.
have like a million notebooks. It's driving me nuts. Remember when we did a podcast when I was like, I have 3 notebooks, and I have like one that's like a manifestation notebook, and I have one that's like a whatever notebook. I think I have too many notebooks. That's my problem.
I just have I
Yeah.
have 2. So I have like my journal, which is this one here, and then I have like a meeting notebook. When I do meetings, because I like to take notes during meetings because it helps me to remember things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then that's the Oakwyn one. That's the
Yeah, I
Oakwyn-
have the
that's-
Oakwyn one too.
Yeah.
And that should be just my meeting one.
That's my meeting notebook.
And I need
then
another one of these for like my idea.
your personal
one.
ideas. Yeah, like
Because
so.
I have so many things I want to do.
Like, what do you
and
want to
it's
do?
like,
You can share.
I don't
This
wanna
can be
share
your
this
notebook. Yeah, yeah.
idea.
What do you want to do?
No,
There we
because
go.
then
Yeah, let's have
someone's
it.
gonna take it. They're both amazing.
There's no one's gonna take your ideas.
Guarantee you, someone's gonna take my
Yeah,
idea.
definitely. Yeah,
no,
you don't
no,
wanna
okay,
share that
no,
either.
no. You like the thing is that even
because
if
I'm
they
not going to implement it right away because I have no time.
even
to.
if they do take it, okay,
They're Steelers.
it won't be the same. It'll be different. You always have room. Like I don't believe in like not sharing something because there's always
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example.
okay.
Okay, this is not
This
even
can't be
a
the
great
bowling
idea.
alley one, is it?
I love that bowling alley. I think I could do like literally because you know how there's like different.
Okay,
So
tell me
Blaze,
your-
you know Blaze Pizza that was done by that like basketball player that Sean told me that like put a bunch of money into it and like made it. Now they're like a Panago.
I've never heard of Blaze.
Okay, anyways,
Never
Blaze
heard of
Pizza just started in Mount Pleasant. It's like a hipster thing, whatever.
Mm.
So they're all like really big about it. But I was thinking, oh my god, it'd be cool if you did like you upselled like bowling alleys. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, and did it with craft beer only because like I was with my brother and sister-in-law, and we were all with the kids, and we like to go out still with the kids. And I was like, it'd be sweet if we had like our own little pod. And had like a bowling alley space with a bunch of craft beers, and we could order pizzas and whatever for the kids. And there's no one that does it right. No one does that right. Revs is the only place. Who wants to invest?
Well, I would invest in anything you do.
And I'd franchise
I
it,
don't
and I'd
know
put it
about-
in every different city, and I'd make it like the coolest thing ever. But anyways,
Well, they
that's
have
one.
like Lucky Strike.
Also, like another thing is like I was thinking about this morning. Because Lenny always gets her like little seat so dirty with all the food. Do you know what I'm talking about? In her like seating area.
Yeah.
And like you can clean it as many times as you want. It's still gross. It's like still gross. And I was like, what if they made it like where you could like you could remove the sides off, like a plastic thing around the actual seating area and lift it off as like an attachment. I have a lot of kid ideas actually. I have a
Yeah.
million kid ideas because there's just so many bad things out there right now
Yep.
and like useless things to
And
buy.
and anything in the kid range that is an actual good idea is like super expensive. So there's a lot of money to be made in children ideas. But
Yeah, for sure. Like I think if you're gonna like, there's an emotional gouge that every baby company has.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, like because you just want the best for your kid, and so you're just like, okay, I'll just buy this moisturizer that I'm sure is like, I think this is Vaseline, and
Yeah.
I think it's just Vaseline, but I'm paying $45 for it.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like this petroleum jelly came from the came from the best petroleum in the world.
What I realized with my first kid to my second kid, because we were like talking about that last night, is that like it's a totally different game with your second kid. It's like another, you don't spend money. I remember Jay McInnes, who's probably listening to this. He told me, I was like, oh, I got like a changing mat. And I was like, I was like, I got a changing mat. And he's like, you're not going to need that. You're just put them on the ground and like change them. And I was like, no, it's not true. And then after my first kid and second kid, I never use a changing mat. I just put her on the ground with a towel, and it's so much easier because she's not rolling around off the table. It's like stupid to have those things.
Well, I have everything.
No.
I
I
got
do
like a
too.
changing table. It's like padded. It's heated.
Yes.
It's heated.
It's not
No, it's not
heated.
heated. I'm just joking.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
Please
It's
don't
like,
tell me you
it's like
got
a
a window
water
there.
bed. It's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
water
water
bed
bed.
changing table, and then like just so that she's soothed and confident.
So funny. I also want to get in the habit of drinking like a lot of lemon water in the morning.
Why lemon water?
Because I heard that it's good for you in the morning.
It is good for you because there's a bit of vitamin C, and then it's like, like lemon is supposed to be like, even though it's acidic, it's supposed to be alkaline in the body. I'm like doing a lot of health stuff lately.
Well,
I'm
I
over
have an
swinging
alkaline water
beers.
system in my house.
Oh, really? Are
I
you one
do.
of those crazy people?
Yeah. No, I actually don't like the taste of water other than my water. It's really sick.
That is just bullshit.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Take it from me.
I came from a town that had like the water tasted better than any bottled water you could
Oh,
possibly
interesting.
buy.
Okay.
And because it was just straight up mountain water, very like probably less than the legal amounts of chlorine that you could possibly put into something. And moving to a city is like we used to like just drink water out of the tap.
Yeah.
And moving to the city now,
No
it's
way.
like it's hard for me to do that.
So what is alkaline? Like what is it?
Out the pH. It levels out like the pH where it's like smoother, and it cleans everything. Do you know in Japan?
I can't handle you. Like eating those corn nuts and talking like whistling. It's it's alkaline, Michael, and it just spews out the pH. Dude.
This one's gonna be a tough one.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
now.
This is super spicy.
Oh yeah,
These are spicy.
yeah, I haven't tried it yet. Yeah,
You're good.
No.
You're good. Get in there.
Okay, so
The things I do when I move into a new house, because I move a lot. I've moved 6 times in the last 6 years, but no, in the last like 10 years. But I change my toilets because you never can trust a toilet.
like the full toilet or just a seat?
The full toilet.
Mm.
It's gross sitting on other people's toilets. Like, it's like your throne.
Okay.
Okay.
I want it to be my gross.
No,
right?
but it's a personal thing. I think it's also I just don't like a low toilet.
Oh, yeah,
I hate a low toilet.
100%.
Give me a taller toilet.
Yeah, comfort height. That's where you want to be.
No, like
Okay, I will say something. I buy reno projects, so
Yeah.
my projects are always like low grade toilets. You moved into like a decent house. Like my house, not that decent. Like it was always like low kid toilets. They're like kid toilets.
Yeah.
2 is alkaline water. Like once you do
you always
that,
want to feel noble when you're.
no, the water is a huge difference. And I mean, I've read a lot of stories about alkaline water in Japan and how they put it in all their systems in their hospitals and how it's so efficient and not efficient. It's so healing. Because they take out the chlorine. It's like the chlorine's gone. It's so much more clean.
Is there chlorine in the tap
Yes.
water here?
Oh yeah.
Tons of chlorine. That's why our taps go green.
Well, do you notice that the water, when you drink bottled water, does it taste different than the tap water? Like it's.
I have the world's worst taste palate. Like I just don't.
You believe whatever you want to believe about yourself.
I don't like. I don't discriminate. Not discriminate, but I like. You know, like someone is like, "Oh, this is amazing." This like note of whiskey. I'm like, tastes like whiskey to me.
Okay, wait. So wait, that's okay. This is our list for this podcast. What's your third thing that you do in every
Okay,
house?
my list. My third thing is I always get my like my rooms painted, like my bedrooms painted, because I can smell other people's scents in there. I'm quite sensitive to smell. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I can't. You know, I don't like the smell.
You
of
don't.
other
You don't
people.
really like cologne and perfume either.
I
right?
love perfume, but my own perfume, like Joe Malone or like a Santal. Like everyone's like people that are listening will know what that is, but like they're natural kind of scents. But I don't like.
Febreze?
And then my bathrooms are really important to me. Bathrooms are really important to me. I don't know
so
why.
you redo the bathrooms?
You know, I have a wing in my house now. Like I have a side, and I'm like, it doesn't feel right yet. I don't know. It's weird. Feng Shui master told me that too.
Oh yeah.
So intuitive.
Yeah, my mom was at your house for a long time.
Your mom is like, I love your mom
She
so
stood me
much.
up to hang out at your house.
I know. I was on the. I heard you on the phone.
I was like, because my mom was about to go to Costa Rica, so she like is on a Buddhist retreat there, and so before like the day before she left, I was like, okay, I'm coming over with Soph, have dinner together.
Stood me up.
Yeah, I'll come to your place and I'll bring dinner, and then I show up there at 7 o'clock. My mom's not there. I'm like, where the hell are you? She's like, I'm at Morgan's house. I was like, what the hell are you doing there?
And then she went longer to our North Van office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Feng Shui master over.
Nice.
He's so great. I'm so lucky I have a husband that like believes in all that stuff. I thought about that the other day. I was like, he just like lives with my craziness all the time.
But do you think is he fully buying into it, or is he
He believes
tolerating
it. He believes it because I think he knows the power of my mind. Like he knows I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and da da da. And he sees it happen. So it's
Well,
not
if I
like
married someone as rich as you, I would. I just take that. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Oh, you're crazy about feng shui? Yeah.
Speaking
I'm
of
into
rich,
this.
Speaking of which, okay, I have 3 people.
I would be down too.
Right? He's like, okay, you're crazy.
Like,
I'm like, I won't let him use a bath. I'm not allowed to have that bath anymore because he's like, you can't use this bath. I'm like, you can't use this bath, Sean.
Yeah.
So we don't have to use that bath anymore.
Yeah.
What?
I'd
Why?
accept that
What?
for that kind of income.
You're a feng shui, but he's a very nice. And then I think I got swindled a bit with your mom.
Yeah, my mom ripped you off
I donated heavily
to the
Lee.
Buddhist Tibetan
No,
retreat.
I first of all I actually think I'm very quite Buddhist.
Oh, really? How so?
I don't know. I just feel like I just.
But you're a capitalist. You're like a
I don't know,
greedy
I'm greedy.
capitalist.
No, he actually he like tested me along my house to see if I would donate and like be like a giver instead of a taker. I don't know why. Have you ever met him?
Of course, I've met him.
Do you like him?
I like him.
What do you think about him?
I think he's a good energy. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. Do you
But,
think
like-
it's real?
The thing is, I don't like.
We
How do I
feng
answer
shui
that
all of
question?
our offices,
Yeah,
FYI, with the
like-
same man.
Well, it's obviously working.
You know, like.
Do you trust
I
him?
trust my mom.
Okay.
I trust my mom, and if she thinks that it's a good thing for us to do, I don't want to risk it.
Even
know,
if it's the slightest.
for like for whatever and it's not a cheap thing, but it's not going to like destroy my bank account or anything as well. So it's kind of like in between. So I'm like, okay,
That's like me. That's how I feel about it.
I'll accept it because I don't want to tempt fate. I don't want to be like, okay, like we don't do it. We don't do a feng shui of our office, and then it goes terribly wrong. My mom's gonna be like,
I told you.
Mike,
I told you. That's her thing.
remember?
I told you.
I told you.
I told
I'm
you.
like, oh,
That's like
shit.
Lee's
Mama Lee.
thing.
Yeah, my
Mama
mom.
Lee is like legit.
My mom's like a boss.
She's a straight up boss.
Yeah.
And she,
Well,
like,
our
tells
our
me.
family, like, just our personal family, we're very matriarchal.
Yeah.
So like, our grandmother, my mom, like, everyone like bows down to the women. So like, we're kind of into that type of weird thing. So yeah.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah, well,
Throwback to episode 106 of the
Yeah,
Oakwyn
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. So like, whatever.
I feel like it's like one of those ones that you don't. I really believe in feng shui. I really believe in it. I'm not joking. I 150% in believe in feng shui because I believe in energies. So when I got the feng shui guy to come over, I was like, he's always said like, you're so intuitive already. You kind of knew, but he was like very. What's cool is he read my hand, which it was a
Yeah.
very new
What did he
thing.
read?
He said he looked at my hand and he was like, oh, and then he didn't say anything and he goes, whoa, and then he looked at my husband and he says, you're a very lucky man. You know, he said, congratulations, you just met her. And he goes, anyone that walks close to her will have a lot of luck, but you got to stay close to her. Don't like run away or try to whatever. He says people that stay really close are in good luck. So that's kind of cool. Sean's like, thank
Yeah.
you. I already knew this. I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
No, Sean's the best. I mean, God, I know I got this guy. He's
I don't
just
know
so
either.
good.
Honestly, like,
I don't
he
know
could
why
do so
I
much better
deserve
than you.
this.
Like,
I know.
He could do a lot better than
I
you.
know. Like,
And
so
I've told him that, and we've gone out and found someone better than you. And he's still like, yeah, you know what?
my team was
I
like,
already made a commitment. I'm fine.
my team was like, you guys are even. I was like, what does it even mean?
No, he's better than you.
Whoa.
Do you
Oh
think he's
yeah,
better
for
than me?
sure. Yeah,
He's so much better than me. Honestly, he really is. He's actually the best.
he's better than you. Guaranteed.
I wouldn't say he's better than me.
No,
but I'd
no,
say
no.
the
He's better
best.
than you.
He's the best
He's
person.
okay.
I like
how,
you both. I like you
Yeah.
both.
How many percent
I
is
like
he better
you.
than you? I think he's
100%.
he's like 23% better than
23?
you. Yeah, he is.
He's like a good 15% better.
Oh, boy.
I put it
Oh,
at
boy.
23. Like,
yeah,
I,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
15.
If you weren't rich, like, then he'd be like 45%. I'm kidding.
Actually, I was watching Ali, what's her name? Ali Wong
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Mm,
And
yeah.
it's so funny. If you guys
So
watched
funny.
any Netflix, it's so hilarious. And he talks
Is
about,
it like I've watched her first for her first
when she's pregnant?
yeah.
Now she's not pregnant and she's even funnier.
Oh really?
She's hilarious.
She's-
she talks.
But she still walks the same way.
She's all like-
she still walks like she walked before. I thought that was a pregnant thing, but
Yeah,
that's just
and no, just how she walks.
how she is.
She's just kind of like.
What do you think? There was the
Comedians are crazy.
well who's the Asian girl, like her name was Aquafina.
Aquafina.
So she was actually kind of in the news, was kind of being portrayed as being like appropriating black culture or something like that.
Oh
right?
my
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you
Are
hear
you
that?
serious?
Yeah, from her like her way that she talks and stuff
Oh
like that.
my god, she's from Brooklyn. Of course,
Yeah.
you're gonna talk like that.
I don't know anything too much about her, but I was like,
People just like
Well,
to
like,
tear
people,
people.
like,
No,
yeah.
people like to tear people down.
yeah,
It's not cool. Why do
Yeah.
people? Okay, this is what I hate. I was out for a lunch, and everyone around them was talking shit about other people, and I was just thinking to myself, like, why
What
do
were
you
they
guys
saying?
just people just are insecure? I just think, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not to say this, but like people that tear people down around me, I'm like, really? Is this like how much time you have in your life? Like, you just have to talk about other people that are through, and they're talking about their family members or cousins or whatever it is. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you like, so one of my friends was talking about her friend who got lip filler. This is so stupid. And they're just tearing her down, like ripping her. And I'm like, let her get her filler.
If someone wants to get a filler,
get a boob job. I don't care. Get a dick replacement. I don't give a shit.
wow.
Did you just say a dick
Dick
replacement?
enlargement.
No, let's go back to dick replacement.
Funny thing is, I looked at Mike and not you.
Well, I mean,
I'm just joking. I'm just
Had my
joking.
procedures.
I'm just joking. But I will say, people just have to stop it.
Yeah, you know, I feel like
Why?
there shouldn't be any judgment. If someone wants to do something, they should just be free to do
Do
it. If
it.
it doesn't hurt someone else, go. Just like do whatever you want to do.
Do what you gotta do,
If
man.
you want to like, you
Even
know,
if it's like to a point of like, okay, tearing people just by judgment fearing. Oh yeah, they're in Europe. Like it's like it's just the tone of like Europe. And I'm like, you know, myself like, how I would say it, like they're in Europe, but they're like they're in Europe, and I was just like, okay,
yeah, I think
why do
like
people do that to people?
I think there's elements.
I don't
of,
get it.
There's elements
Yeah.
of like jealousy in those kind of things, and you know, personally,
Oh
I
my
just want
gosh.
everyone to be like, you know, if everyone wants to live however they want to live
and
just
happy.
happy,
Let them be happy.
go ahead.
Let people
yeah.
be happy.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow other people to be happy, you will be happy. It's like
Yeah.
a thing.
I
It's a thing.
don't want someone to change the way they talk or the way they like,
No.
you know, because of some weird influence or anything like that. So just be yourself, right?
Yeah, just be yourself. And it's sad because I think our society has made it so that this filler, like this like a filter, it's really made people like
You know what I've actually found, and this is like an Oakwyn thing, but like we did our award thing,
yeah,
and people are like trying to like stack up against, you know.
I know. Do you notice that too?
I noticed that a little bit, and I'm like, hey guys, like we gotta stop this.
You notice that too? I noticed that too. I feel like people were like, how far away or is that person
So
to
like
this
we
person?
have so how let's explain this. So we have these
Yeah.
award levels. So like, you know, we have award level of like if you earn a certain amount, then you get this award. If you earn a certain amount, you get this award. It's very common with a lot of real estate brokerages that, you know, once you hit a certain target of gross income, then you get this award. And then you hit a higher target, then it's this award. And then if you get a higher target, it's this award. And so like people kind of somewhat know what other people are, you know what I mean?
like what they're making, basically.
Kind of like as a
almost?
minimum to like, you know, from this range to this range. And, you know, we did that for the reason of like, you know, just recognizing people for a job well done.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's some elements of like weird competition.
Do you think you're gonna? Are you gonna adjust the awards in the awards in the future to try and like
I-
combat this, or
I
is
don't.
It a matter
It's really hard to like. I feel like it's like a cultural thing where it's like, you know, we have to be happy for whoever is doing, and I feel like for 99.9% of like people they are, but then you know, there's some cases where like, okay, I didn't hit this level, but like I was so close, and but it feels kind of like a bit. It feels a little bit toxic, you know, about like who is at this level versus this level, and
Like I have a lot of people asking me for like team, like who's the top 3 teams or something like that, and I'm like, it's like that's not what the purpose of. Okay, so we did these sales awards to
Right.
celebrate people.
yeah, exactly. Like the intention was to
Celebrate.
celebrate and recognize
That's it.
people for a job well done, not to
Because we
compare-
remembered when we got into our brokerages, when we got all those awards, Mike and I too, like we talked about it. It's like, okay, we originally were like, we don't want to do it, and then we realized when we got them, we felt really good.
Yeah, that's
We
very
felt
true.
good
Yeah,
about
we felt
ourselves.
recognized, and we wanted other people to feel good
Yes.
about being recognized, and you know they are significant. It's a form of significance, right?
Yeah, and so we did that, but now, so when people ask me like, I obviously keep it very private. People's privacy is very important at Oakwyn. We were very important to, but I try to switch it and say, you know, if you need any help to get to the next level, or if you want to go from there, we just sit down and we talk about it. Let's talk about what you need from this, right?
Yeah, we need to really like. I've gotten some comments of like, oh, this person's doing this, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what?
Yeah.
That wasn't the intention. The intention is to recognize people for a job well done.
Celebrate.
And we should celebrate
celebrate.
other of our peers' success, regardless of like, how well or how not so well they did, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think people just need to stop bringing that negative. Again, it's about who you put yourself around. I'm really lucky because I put myself around like Mike and R and like just people in my general. And so we don't really talk about other people. It's like we don't really, and if anything, we're trying to solve problems. And if you can just, instead of focus on like,
we're trying to learn something.
Learn something from it. Where I think, if you're around people that are just pulling people down, that should be a big sign. Just walk away. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
they have too much time
so
on their
if
hand.
you're,
Uh-oh.
the whole point is to is supposed to be positive. And if
Positive.
you're feeling like negative or not good enough or anything like that, that's not the intention of it. The intention is really to bring out the best in people. And so like, hopefully, next year when we turn around to do this, that's the energy that kind of comes.
Yeah. And hopefully in this our general conversation today is about habits, and just sit down and to ask yourself, what are some habits that you want to change? For me, it's to take myself away from those noisy conversations and to step away. And for Mike, it's to continue. People
really trust you in that. It's almost a level of trust because like no one
ever does that with
Mike. Like for me, I don't get to I don't get a lot of gossipy stuff.
Yeah,
but then
a lot of that.
Morgan gets a bit more, right? I think that's a level of comfort that people have with you.
Yeah, and for me, it's almost like a little bit. People will do that, and I try to now. I think with my age, maybe I kind of steer away from it because I'm like, okay. Actually, to be honest, my game changer in my life was the 4 Elements.
Oh yeah,
that really changed me. Like I actually
the 4 Elements. What's the 4 Elements?
It's
the
a
4
book.
Agreements.
Sorry, the 4 Agreements. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. What is it?
It's just a very
it's a book.
It's a book. Yeah, it's a book, and it's a very fast book. You don't have to just read it. And it's about, for me, what I took from it was not taking anything personal. And I think I really
Did you take things personally before?
I think you take things personal if you have an ego. And I think
have I told you something before that you took personally?
Okay, whatever. No, when I mean, yeah, we've had like 8 great years, like growing this company and being together and being on it. I feel like we have backpacks on and we're like hiking, but we're like, yeah, and of course you're going to kind of rub people the wrong way in certain things, but you just like, I think as you just kind of get through, I just have taken things less personal. It's kind of interesting. It's like very interesting. That book really changed me. That and like not assuming anything on other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you immediately are like, well, they should be like, I'll give you an example. My husband and I went with my sister and brother-in-law. You want the best for them, and maybe they're not acting a specific way, but because they're your brother, you're like from the same family, you just immediately assume something. But it's never that. Like I go back to that. It's like never assume that person's doing like is like you or gonna do the things that you do, and it's changed me in a big way. I can't say it enough. That was my 2 big things of the 4 agreements. I forgot the other 2. What are the other 2?
Be impeccable with your word.
Oh yeah, that's a huge one too. I mean, I feel like I
remember the other one.
That's more like integrity to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
do your best.
Do your best. Which I think those are like very. If you can just stand by those 4 elements, I think you're feeling good all the time.
Yeah, and it's
kind of weird.
It's funny. Like sometimes it's the quick, innocuous book or comment that actually kind of like really changes the direction of not only your life but your opinion and your purview. So that was a good one. Yeah, for sure.
I think the do your best is actually a really good one too. But yeah,
are you doing your best now?
I am. I'm really doing my best. I feel like I'm really.
I think you can do better.
Okay, Dad.
Come on.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm doing my best at this moment.
Kind of.
I think I'm finally getting. I'm a person of like my habitat. So once everything like settles, I feel like I'm like on this like ball, right? You know,
I feel that too because you're very.
I've always been like that.
Well, because Morgan is very focused, so like, I
Yeah.
know that once she sets her place up properly and it's all done,
Yeah, it's so true.
then it's like the next steps. Then she's like done, and then move to like doing other things.
He knows me way too well.
Yeah.
That I'm
Once you
like,
have heat again and like, that's,
the
like,
heat.
You know,
We're like sitting
no.
next to our fireplace.
Yeah, is it that? It's that bad, eh?
It's like we're. I was just telling Arlene before you got here, that we have to like redo our whole heating, and so we have to be out of the house for like a week. And
Oh
so we
yeah,
have
where are
to,
you gonna go?
I don't know. So I don't know.
Is that why you were
Your place.
talking about staying
going to your
somewhere?
place.
Yeah. Two
You
babies.
stay in my treehouse.
Get
It's
an
a really
investment
nice
property that I can
treehouse.
stay at already. Get a nice investment property I can stay at. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like I mean, that's just, it's better for us to be, I don't want my kids to be in dust. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
drywall dust.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, do they have to take out all the floor?
Yeah, they have to have the floor and they have to do patches and throughout the whole ceiling in every room.
Shit.
Every room.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, but I'm actually really excited about it because once it's done, right?
Mhm.
And then
Is
it's
that
just
that's the
roof.
big major thing? So, are you gonna redo all the flooring?
So we're gonna just do room by room basically. But
Mm.
the basement's getting done right now, so that when we have to like retreat, we'll have 2 bedrooms downstairs. It's
Mm.
perfect. So that's been our latest and greatest. But I think once that's done, the heating is annoying though.
Well, yeah, especially it's been cold lately. So,
But cold.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my life.
anything
Stay
else?
tuned
Yes,
to your life.
Morgan's House Reno 101.
Mike, are you feeling like now that you have your legs back, are you gonna go play hockey?
I want to play so bad.
When are you playing?
Well,
Sean's
like,
so excited.
yeah, like our season just ended. Like, so.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I can't wait to play again. It'll be good.
Oh my God, I
like,
think
you know,
it's
obviously.
Where do you play?
In Richmond. So Soph is old enough, like, you know, maybe I didn't want to miss anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I felt even like there was a couple times where I like drove to the rink, but I'm just kind of like
Felt
you're
like running.
like I'm like I can't go, and I feel guilty and stuff like that.
You
So
gotta put her to bed. So just because you're
Yeah.
things at night, so you're not missing her sleeping.
yeah, so
Boom.
like
Yeah.
so then now
It's the
now
truth.
that
There you go.
well, because before we were like I was sleeping in the same bed with
Yeah.
her and everything like that, and so it was all good. But now that she's in her own crib, so like so I'm now I feel a bit more free. So yeah, soon.
Yeah, that's how I feel about her too. Like now I have some more freedom to like go and like do things at night. Like,
Mhm.
'cause I always was with her.
Yeah.
It's a game changer when they get older too.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
honestly, 1 to 2 is my favorite year.
Oh really?
Dr. Peterson always says that. He says, "Don't
Not
ever
me.
miss out on your." Really?
No, little kids, they're
You can't.
amazing, but they get a lot less screamy when they get older, and
That's true.
they turn into more like humans that you can
Humans.
talk to. They
Mm.
smile at you more. They stop screaming for no reason more. I mean, it just I really like where my daughter's at right now, like 4 years old.
4
Like,
I'm excited for because
Yeah.
Quinn said to me, "Mommy, you want to take a cooking class?"
oh,
Because there was like carousel cooking class, so we're like, we should go to cooking. And I'm like, are you telling me something, Quinn? Are you telling me that mommy knows how to
Yeah.
cook? She knows how to order from DoorDash. I'm terrible.
Yeah, it's I think Sean actually
The cost
suggested.
benefit. The cost benefit.
Sean actually, yeah.
Actually, I will say something.
Yeah, I'd rather
I
have
get
that
Bob
rather
Loves
than-
Tie in my new location. I'm very happy.
Which one?
Bob Loves Tie. It comes all
Oh,
over to
really?
us. I
Yeah.
was pumped.
Yeah, we're
That's
like
next
we-
level.
Anyways, okay.
Anyway,
On that
thanks,
note, guys, okay, thank you so much for listening to the Oakwyn podcast and just hanging out with us today. If you've
Yes.
enjoyed this podcast, please rate it 5 out of 5 on the podcast platform you're listening to it on. And if you're curious to learn more about Oakwyn and hang out with us and chill with us, have some beers with us, go to oakwyn.com/join, type in the message box pod evolve,
Evolve
Yeah.
2022,
22.
and you will receive a free piece of mystery swag. Okay,
Thanks,
guys, see you later. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.